back to another edition of Grizzlies Daily. I'm your host, Melek Robinson. Let's just jump straight into it. If you don't know, well, the NBA draft lottery happened, and it is honestly the worst case scenario if you're a Grizzlies fan. The Mavericks, in improbable 1.8% odds, get the first overall pick of the draft. More than likely going to be taking Cooper Flag. And then the Spurs getting the second overall pick. Another year where they get a top five pick, which really hurts because obviously the Spurs are on the come up. They're developing a new era post Greg Popovich. They still got Victor, De'Aaron Fox, and they're gonna keep developing with guys like Stephon Castle. So this really, really is a dangerous scenario if you're a Grizzlies fan, and this is why we've been adamant on the idea of progressing in the offseason and actually making moves because this potential championship window is closing rapidly if the Grizzlies do not make a move. The Spurs and the Mavericks are going to be serious threats come in a few years. Like, I'm just being honest, they're going to be serious threats. The Mavericks, in a way, are serious threats because I mean they still got Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis. The Spurs, like I said, Victor, De'Aaron Fox, and Stephon Castle. That's a pretty good trio right there. Excuse me. Then you have the Rockets, who's coming off a first round loss, but they were the second seed. Then you got the Pelicans. There's no telling what the Pelicans are gonna do, but they do have a lottery pick. And overall, it's just a dangerous scenario. If you're the Grizzlies, I know a lot of people have been saying like, "Oh, the lottery must be rigged because of the way that they won," which I completely understand, but let's be real, y'all. The draft lottery, it is one of those things that's very hard to rig. Trust me, I was shocked too when I was watching the lottery. I'm like, there's no way Dallas just jumped up this high and they walk away with the first overall pick. And it's just it's crazy scenes. But if you're the Grizzlies, you gotta wake up, man. You gotta wake up. It's just that simple. You gotta wake up. So one thing about the Southwest Division, like I just said, they're evolving rapidly. They're gonna be contenders. They're gonna be talent. There's gonna be a whole lot of issues for the Grizzlies if they do not pick this up. I mean, like I can. And I'm sorry, I didn't read off the draft lottery results, but to give you an idea of how bad this is for the Grizzlies, Dallas obviously first overall pick. San Antonio has the second overall pick. The Pelicans have the seventh overall pick. The Rockets have the 10th overall pick in their trade from Phoenix via Brooklyn, and then the Spurs also have the 14th overall pick. Yeah, that's not good. And the craziest part about it, the Grizzlies don't have a the Grizzlies don't have a first round pick. From what I'm seeing, the Grizzlies do not have a first round pick. So you take the information as you will. We traded our first round pick away in the Marcus Smart deal, so more than likely the Wizards are going to have the 18th pick. So really, it's all on Zach Kleiman. At this point, it's on Zach Kleiman to save what he caused, because right now the Grizzlies are playing serious damage control, and this isn't, if you're a fan, this isn't good for you. This isn't good. Obviously, the off season is coming up. You're seeing teams getting better in the draft, and you got this one team in this division that doesn't have a lottery pick, and everybody's just kind of looking at you like, well, what are you gonna do? And that's how I'm feeling. I'm looking at them like, what are you gonna do? Because we're not making noise. We're not making noise until we make a splash deal. That's why I brought up the fact of trading for a guy like Giannis or Kevin Durant. So it really is something that has to be watched out for, because we're we're looking at a brick wall. We're talking to a brick wall. Zach Kleiman just looks like he doesn't know what he's doing, which is the argument that some people are making. I'm not gonna make that argument yet, but it's definitely worth discussing. And it's just not a good it's not good for us. It's not good at all, and it honestly frustrates me more. It frustrates me more than Bulls fans, Hornets fans, because I mean they've been tanking and they haven't gotten the first overall pick. I don't care about having the first overall pick, but I'm seeing teams get better, and this is a loaded draft class, so they're gonna kick in eventually, or they might not pan out. We've seen it happen before, but I truly doubt that happens. Now, something else I do want to get into. Um, so the Grizzlies did somewhat make noise. From if you don't know, the Grizzlies signed. Well, no, excuse me. Let me not read this. Let me not read this correctly. The Grizzlies are expected to sign 5'9" point guard T.J. Shorts. Now, T.J. Shorts used to play with Isolo, I believe, from what I read. And I'm trying to find the stats right now. So in this previous season, I'm sorry, 5'8". T.J. Shorts is 5'8". So T.J. Shorts, he averaged 17 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists, and a steal, which isn't bad. It isn't bad, but that's EuroLeague. Now, the reason I say they're expected to sign is because, and it came from sources within the city, that no commitments have been made between the Grizzlies and T.J. Shorts. And I'm reading off another tweet right here from another source, Eurohoops. Memphis is willing to offer a guaranteed contract to T.J. Shorts. However, it's unlikely that he would get more than the minimum, and if he decides to stay in Europe, he would get more than triple the money. No decision made yet. I'm gonna be real with you. I I gotta be honest. This nothing about this moves me, and this is no disrespect to T.J. Shorts. Nothing about this moves me. I'm not I'm not like, oh my god, we made a signing. Like, no, this is just some more than likely summer league experiment, and they're talking about giving him a guaranteed contract. Honestly, and I hate that this is about to turn into a rant, but I don't know what their obsession is with smaller guards. I mean, just think about it: Jacob Gilliard, Yuki Karanor, and now T.J. Shorts. What are we doing? Why do we keep going after these below average guards? And like I said, this is no disrespect to T.J. Schwartz. I mean, I just read off his stats. The brother sound good, but for the NBA, for a championship contender, why are we making moves like this? Even if it's for the summer league, and I was talking about a guaranteed contract. There are multiple guys on the Grizzlies that still need a guaranteed contract, like Cam Spencer. Like, I'm not understanding what we're doing here. And that's what's really frustrating me. I'm not moved by this. Nothing about this makes me think, oh, the Grizzlies got better. No, this is another developmental experiment, and it pisses me off in a way because it's like, what are we truly doing? So I don't. I hope. I'm be honest. I hope he stays in the Euro League and takes the money because let's just be real. If he comes over, is he? He's not gonna get playing time. He's not getting playing time. I mean, other than the fact that he could say he was in the NBA, but he's not gonna get playing time, and that's just. I just don't understand the move. I get you're trying to help Isolo with guys that he's familiar with, but he needs to be familiar with the guys that's already on the team right now looking to make an impact. So I don't understand that decision one bit. But as more comes out, make sure to be following it and end up reporting to you guys because I'm still confused myself. Now, something else I want to get into before we get things off. Also, if you on the same day the lottery happened, it was Knicks versus Celtics game 4. If you don't know, Jason Tatum is out with a torn Achilles. Absolutely heartbreaking situation. Prayers go out to him for speedy recovery. This is probably the worst case scenario for the Boston Celtics because not only are they more than likely expected to lose to the Knicks, but that core was already talked about not being there anymore after the season due to the CBA. So if I'm the Grizzlies, because every other team's gonna do it. That's why I'm saying if I'm the Grizzlies, they need to really ask around for who they can get. I mean, let's just talk about it. I mean, it doesn't have to be a Jaylen Brown because I know Jaylen Brown the asking price is a lot out of a guy like Jaylen Brown, and I like Jaylen Brown, but I feel like there's just something about him that just doesn't want the Grizzlies to commit towards him. I could be wrong, but that's just how I feel right now. But if the Grizzlies could find a way to make a deal or at least spark a conversation for a guy like Derek White or a Drew Holiday, even a Peyton, well, no, not a Peyton Pritchard, because the asking price on him would be astronomical. But a Drew Holiday or a Derek White type of player, even if it's somebody that the Grizzlies, I mean, don't really play. I mean, we've seen guys that have, sat on Boston's bench just pan out on other teams. I mean, you look at guys like Aaron Nesmith, who is about to make who's in the conference finals again, making an impact for the Pacers. So it's definitely possible, but I would make the call. I would make the call, and this is why I say this offseason relies so heavily on Zach Kleiman more than anyone else. Zach Kleiman, we have the ability to determine how the season is going to pan out based on what he does in the off season. Because if he doesn't make any moves that move this team, then honestly, you might as well not expect much. Just being real, you may make the second round instead of losing in the first round. That's how I feel. But I could be wrong. Like I said, these are just days that I'm following. I'm trying my best to find things that are currently happening, kind of make the hypothetical situations for you guys, so that way if that conversation or rumor does happen, you all are in the know of it and understanding what's going on at first. So as I'm following these things, I'll definitely make sure to keep you guys updated. Just make sure that you subscribe to Grizzlies Daily right here on YouTube and turn on those post notifications to see when we drop these videos, because we're going to try to drop them every other day, if not every day. So I'll be on the lookout for you guys. You just can go and subscribe, and I'll bring you the next video. All right, y'all stay blessed.